Good morning to you all. I am Dr. Leo Franklin, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Department of Commerce with Computer Applications, JJ College of Arts and Science, Pudukkottai. Now, I would like to discuss about the research design. First of all, you may know about what do you mean by research design, and then why we are using for these kinds of variety of designs in a research. So before going to be discuss about these research designs, we must know about the purpose of design, from where you have been using for design, how to use design, everything else we must know about these things. So before this one, the first ones we know discussed. A design is at a basic level means planning. So how we got to frame that your research? How we have been collect this data? What are the tools you have been used for analysis of your collected data? So everything else you have been planned before you were conducting of your research. So that means a basic level means designs. Basic level means is a planning. So already we know what do you mean by planning. That means thinking in advance or predetermined a course of actions. So everything else have been discussed in or have been framed or have been designed previously or before going to be taken actions. That is called the planning. So the next one is a design is a plan to ensure that action achieve its objectives. So what are the actions to be achieved? Its objectives. So these ones have been to discussed. That means, and then next one is going to be discussed about what is research design. So up to this we have know or we are know about the what do you mean by design. From here we discuss about the research design. So it's just called blueprint for research. So what are the data have been required? How much? What are the tools have been used for the collections of data? Either questionnaire or either interview schedules, anything else. So before finding the questionnaire or interview schedules, who is our respondent? So the respondents may be an illiterate people, so you have been used by the interview schedules. Or your respondents may be an illiterate people, so you have been used by this questionnaire. So anything else is to be determined by based on your respondents. So you just we have a blueprint from identifications of problem to finding the solutions from your research. That is called the research designs. And then the next one is definitions of research design. Just it is the skeleton for the research projects. So what kinds of your projects are going to be find, are going to be research, are going to be do for an activities, any activities. That activities is called before prayer skeleton is for the your research designs. So whatever your decisions regarding what, where, when, how much, by what, those the questions give me those questions are asking whatever your skeleton or what are your blueprints, give an answer for these kinds of questions. This is called the research designs. And then some of authors give an designs. The research designs defined. For example, William Sumko, research design is defined as a master plan specifying the methods and procedures for collection and analyzing the needed information. Some other one, Kerlin just given a meaning of research designs. The research design is the plan, structure, and strategy of investigations conceived so as to obtain answer to research questions and to control variances. And the next one's going to be discussed about the features of good research design. So there were the number of features are available for identifications of good research design. Not only for the research design, or for identifications of good research designs. So what are the features? The first ones, objectivity, reliability, validity, generalizability, selection of units of analysis, choice of variables, identifications of relationships. So these things are the features for identifications of good research design. And then the next ones go beyond for the need for research designs. Why we have been using for these kinds of research designs called and needs. Smooth sailing of research operations, helps to give directions, helps in decision making, stands for advanced planning of the methods, prevents blind searchings. So these for the main purpose or needs for these kinds of research designs. And then next one is going to be discussed about the importance of research designs. So it reduces inaccuracy. So our data are our sources of information having for an accuracy data. So the chances of inaccuracy should be reduced based on your research designs or help of research designs. And then helps to get maximum efficiency and reliability, eliminates the bias and marginal errors. So what kinds of errors you have been identified for before doing for the research, that kinds of errors should be eliminated. When we have been eliminated means when your research design should be a good research design. That time with the marginal errors or bias should be eliminated. And then the next one is minimize the wastage of times. So before that, you have to finalize your ideas or your opinions. You can be do for your or you can be execute your ideas, your opinions is quickly. There is no wastage of your times. But without the prior planning, you have to next stage of more and more times. So the next one is guides the research in right directions. So our research is go by correct ways, and the back of our research is be the correct ways with the with the help of these research designs. And then functions of research designs. So these kinds of research designs have been the various functions or identifications of various functions. One, identifications and developments of procedures, and then to emphasis of the importance of quality in these procedures to ensure their validity, and clearly specify what procedures to follow them. And then essential elements of the research design, accurate purpose of statements, techniques to be implemented for collecting and analyzing research, the method applied for analyzing collected details, types of research methodology, and probable objections for research. So this is for essential elements of research designs. So before you going to be find a research designs, you must be analyzed for these kinds of different varieties of elements. And then research design gives answer for these questions. So your blueprints about your research or your research designs given answers for what kinds of questions. Already I discussed which kinds of questions are what when they were these same kinds of questions. From here you have given answers. What this study about? Why this study is being made? Where will this study to be carried out? What type of data is required? where can be required data be found. So these kinds of the questions have been answered. What way, periods of time, what will be the sample design, what techniques of data collections will be used, how will be the data analyzed, what style will the report of has been prepared. So these things. And then the research designs can be split into 4 phases. One is sample design, the second one is observational design, and third one is statistical design, and fourth one is operational design. So these 4 things have been used by this research design into phases, various different kinds of phases. And the next one is sampling designs. So there were the various kinds of samplings. Before that, you may be analyzing for these various sampling designs. One is sampling designs, probability sampling methods. And the another one is non-probability sampling methods. So the probability sampling methods have varieties of things: simple random sampling, stratified random sampling, cluster sampling, multi-stage sampling, and systematic random samplings. And then non-probability sampling methods have been convenience sampling, persuasive sampling, self-selection sampling, and snowball samplings. So these kinds of samplings have been used by based on the non-probabilities. And then observational designs. So first one is sampling design. Research design, first one sampling design, and the next one is observational design. So the observational designs is related to the conditions under which observations are to be made. So it's related only based on the conditions which observations are to be made. Now, main observations that we designed our observational designs. And third one is statistical designs. From here, what kinds of statistical tools have been applied, for these kinds of data, has been determined this previously or before going to be researched on statistical designs. And then the next one is operational designs. So it deals with the specific techniques by which procedures specified in the sampling. So statistical and observational designs can be carried out. And then operational design is a strategic activity that should proceed operational managements regarding what things. And then types of research design. There were 4 types of research design. One is exploratory, that means formative studies. The second one is descriptive studies, and third one is diagnostic studies, and fourth one is experimental studies. So first one, exploratory research. What do you mean by exploratory research? It's a research used to investigate a problem which is not clearly defined. So, in which kinds of problems not clearly defined, that problem you have been investigated by yourself. That is called exploratory research. And then descriptive research, that means observational studies, which describe the patterns of disease occurrence in relation to variables such as a person, place, and times. And then diagnostic research. So diagnostic research is ordinarily for the forerunner of action, and the action must be based on the understanding of the diagnosis. It is a scientific method of study which is more objective and precise as compared to non-specific scientific method of research. And then the fourth one is experimental research. It's just centrally concerned with the constructing research that is high in causal validity. So the experimental designs provide the highest level of causal validities. And then important concepts related to research design, dependent in these important concepts are dependent and independent variables, extraneous variables, control variables, research hypothesis, techniques, testing and significance of the results, and how to prepare a research design. And before that, preparing of research design, we have considered for various kinds of structures, personal objectives of research study, method of data collection to be adapted, source of information, and then tools for data collections and data analysis. That means qualitative and quantitative data. And this is a way for finding of research designs. Now I very hope you are all know about what do you mean by research design, needs and important features and functions of design, how to prepare a research designs. Everything else, I hope you are very well about the research designs. Once again, thank you you all.